Let's launch into this one. The feds investigate Diddy as another victim comes forward. Another one, Sean? Yeah. Per NBC News, federal authorities in the Southern District of New York informed Sean Diddy Combs' legal team last week that he is the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation. Federal grand jury is hearing evidence, but there is no indication charges are imminent. That, according to two sources familiar with Combs' ongoing legal troubles. Two sources. I don't believe 50 Cent is one of them, but he might as well be one. But two sources reporting that NBC noting a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office declined to comment. Combs' lawyers did not respond to a request for comment. A subject of an investigation is someone who is within the scope of a criminal investigation, according to legal experts. An individual is designated a target when prosecutors likely intend to seek an indictment from the grand jury against the person. Person's status can be upgraded or downgraded during an investigation. Combs has not received a target letter, the sources said. The Southern District of New York is not required to send one. Now, this news comes 3 months after Combs' houses were raided in both Los Angeles and Miami by law enforcement officials. Let's take you back to May.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Combs apologized after a video obtained by CNN showed him beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. In this video apology posted to his Instagram, which has since been deleted, Combs admitted to the incident and said he took, quote, full responsibility. It is so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that, Combs said. I was effed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. That sounds like that was an excuse, but we'll go on. Combs initially denied Ventura's allegations of assault and sex trafficking, which she described in a federal lawsuit filed in November. The two settled for an undisclosed amount the following day. At the time of Combs' admission of the assault, an attorney for Ventura, Meredith Firetog, said, when Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. Firetug added, he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false. Well, that shows his pathetic desperation. Ventura's attorneys did not respond to a question about whether she has been called to take part in grand jury proceedings. Meanwhile, Combs has been accused of a wide range of allegations in multiple civil lawsuits. The latest lawsuit filed Wednesday accusing Combs of sex trafficking by a former adult film star. Audria English, the 8th alleged victim to have filed a lawsuit against Combs, came forward to accuse him of sex trafficking her. English's complaint, obtained on Wednesday by TMZ, outlines how she first met Combs in 2004 when her boyfriend was auditioning for a Sean John modeling gig. In the docs, Audria claims things got freaky with Diddy right out of the gate. Audria claims her boyfriend and another model were asked to perform oral sex on Diddy to get a job. Her boyfriend refused, but was offered a second chance if Audria worked as a go-go dancer at Diddy's white party in the Hamptons. Audria pictured at one of the parties on the right. English, an adult film actress known as Unique, claims she was encouraged to drink, take drugs, have sex with guests at those Hamptons parties. Though she initially refused, according to her lawsuit, where she goes into graphic detail, she does, so not for the faint of heart. She initially refused, but according to the complaint, English was eventually groomed into having forced sexual intercourse with jeweler to the stars, Jacob Arabov, who was also named as a defendant in the suit. Audria and Jacob, the jeweler, pictured there. Things allegedly spiraled from there. English claiming she began getting passed around at parties with Combs threatening to blackball her and her then boyfriend from the industry if they didn't comply. The Daily Beast filling in the details. Now, per TMZ, also named in the suit as a defendant, is a woman named Tamiko Thomas, pictured here with Audria, whom English describes as the Ghislaine Maxwell to Combs's Jeffrey Epstein. Former music executive has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing and has not been charged with a crime. Jonathan Davis, attorney for Sean Diddy Combs, dismissed the latest lawsuit. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, Davis said. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason without any proof. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail against these and other baseless claims in court. So here we are again, another victim coming forward. As we said, the eighth one. Maybe there will be more. There's some truth to what Diddy's lawyers are saying, Ben. Anyone can file a lawsuit. When you're a celebrity, makes you a target sometimes, doesn't mean you didn't do it. But given that hotel video that we've now been sadly treated to viewing, isn't there a sea change here? Isn't it more likely? Doesn't he have an uphill battle? If the public was already kind of squeamish about what's being alleged here, just because she's an adult film star, which they love to put that out there, ask Stormy Daniels, it doesn't mean these things didn't happen. What do you make of all of this and whether he'll get a fair trial?
Yeah, I mean, so many points there to respond to. One, of course, just because someone's an adult film star doesn't give anyone permission to use them for sex or to coerce them or force them into a sexual encounter. Newsflash, sex workers still have full agency over their bodies, so there's that fact. Will Diddy get a fair trial? I believe in our justice system. I believe that you can find a jury that is impartial enough to hear a trial. We see enough people get off for things that I don't think that's really in question, generally speaking. Any one jury could go one way or the other, but I think generally speaking, he will receive a fair trial. And the statement from his lawyer already just shows the weakness that has been laid out by him having to admit to that physical assault, saying, oh, he's never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone. Probably first draft of that statement included physically assaulted and had to remove that. And John Diddy Combs is not taking full responsibility for anything. When a video comes out, you're not taking responsibility at that point. It's too late. Now it's obvious damage control at best. You take full responsibility before a thing happens. But before that tape came out, he accused her of trying to get a payday and claimed that it was a total lie. It was character assassination. So you got to believe people when they show you who they are, especially repeatedly. You know, I don't even mean this to be a joke, but what one sentence probably is he most known for from his music? I'm bad boy for life. I mean, these people tell you often. It's like when Michael Jackson said repeatedly, I'm bad. I'm bad. You know, as was pointed out by an old BJ Novak joke. It's like they're writing in the lyrics almost as like as like a way to get you on board. Like, I told you I was bad. I told you I'm a bad boy for life. There you have it.
Yeah. Now, just a couple of things. The music industry, hip hop in particular, fighting back, saying you can't use our lyrics against us. Use rockers' lyrics against them. It's just what they're saying. But I think you make some strong points. And I want to be clear. This latest woman coming forward, she has filed a lawsuit. She presumably could reach trial. Right now, Sean Diddy Combs not charged with anything. There's no trial criminally looming. But as we reported in New York, Southern District of New York, I believe, the Fed said, here's a letter. We are looking at you. There's a grand jury that's been impaneled here. But I definitely think you're right. It's not taking responsibility. That's right. Now that it's in the 11th, and you since deleted it, but in the 11th hour, you put this apology saying no excuses. But by the way, I was effed up. No excuses. But I hit rock bottom. I often think that 50 Cent goes a little too far. Diddy's nemesis, he's been just relentless about what Sean P. Diddy Combs is going through. I don't mind it. Somebody's got to speak their truth to power, and I don't mind it. Okay. I don't know if there's actual fire here, but there's so much smoke around Diddy. You even have Biggie Smalls' mama, okay? The slain rapper who really put Diddy further on the map. I mean, that's the one artist that he brought to the masses. And even she says, he didn't do right by my son, and he tried to capitalize on my son's murder. So I don't know what's going to be criminally had here, Ben, but already public opinion and some ex-acquaintances, we'll call them, are weighing in and rendering their verdicts. I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing to even remind people of when he did that Sting-based tribute to Biggie back in the day. It always seemed a little opportunistic to me.
Yeah.
It's the guy just has been all about building a brand, it seems, at all costs. And I think that's coming home to roost. And sometimes you just have to, end up reaping the karma for what you've sowed throughout the course of your life. It's not always instant, but it does come back around, generally speaking.
Yeah, you're right about that karma. A lot of times karma is so patient. This damn karma, it could be decades later, okay? Look at Cosby, look at Harvey. And I know Harvey's going to get another crack at this thing overturned. But a lot of years we're living, a lot of champagne, sipping, caviar, whatever you like, pudding pops, maybe pudding pops. And then one day, bam, I'm on trial. I could go to prison for life. Hey, we'll see.